All right. Oh, I was looking at the time and you already went live. Good morning, our people. Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is March the 12th of 2022. We are glad that you're here. We thank you guys for joining us. Please don't forget to help us to share, to like, to subscribe, to follow. We are old, don't let this camera deceive you. We are old people. We are not into all those things. So you guys that are into social media, please help us to share this information far and wide. So thank you once again for joining us. My name is Muna Saga, and I will have my sister introduce herself. Sister, please go along.
Thank you, Dr. Mona. Thank you so much, our viewers. We appreciate you. Every week you come here for us to discuss, to talk. Please help us to share, like my sister has said, like, subscribe, hit the bell button, those in YouTube, those in Twitter, everywhere. Thank you so much. My name is Dr. AP Simon Okube. I live in Lexington, Kentucky, and will give us food for thought. We don't want to rush too much. We know some people are there. We see you. It's sharing. As someone, do you want to call them out?
Yes, so I am. See, it's not even showing me who just joined. The whole thing
Okay.
is funny.
Let's see.
So whoever, let me see if I can go on the
Some people are
Facebook
early
part.
birds. The early birds already coming in. Let me see.
Yeah, and we appreciate those that shows up here every day, no matter what. You
Yes,
guys are
yes,
the
yes,
rock of all of this. So
yes.
we thank you.
Okay, so let me go ahead with food for thought.
Yeah, I
So,
have Ebony Bell and Taiwo Adam Victory. They are watching. Ebony,
okay,
welcome to the
thank you so
program.
much. Thank you, thank you,
Help
thank you,
us to
thank you.
share.
We are teamed. We are team members. We are working together. This thing, self-determination, we are going to bring it. We are working together and then share. All those politicians, your church leaders, some of your church leaders don't even know what is going on. The only thing they read is Bible. They do not know that their people are being killed and slaughtered. When they hear, they say, oh, they killed somebody in Zamfara. Oh, they killed somebody in Sokoto. Hey, they killed somebody in Plateau. Please share it to them so that they will know what is going on. Your traditional leaders. We don't want traditional leaders that will just be in the village doing kola nut and nzu, not knowing what is going on, that these criminals are coming to wipe their people. Share to them, explain to them, say, Papa, see what is going on. No, market people, all our people need to be informed. Please share to them. So let me give us that food for thought. You see, God loved equity, justice, and fairness so much that he told husbands who are the heads of home to treat their wives with understanding and honor. Otherwise, he will not answer their prayers. Have you seen that? He said, if you don't treat your wife, you are the head of the FOMO. If you don't treat your wife with understanding and honor, I will not be in any discussion with you. I will not answer your prayers. You see how important being fair to the people we lead is to God. No wonder the prayer of Nigerian Christians are not being answered fast. We have neglected the weak and the poor in our midst by allowing these criminal politicians to steal the resources meant for taking care of them. We did it. So we don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to get God angry or offended anymore by not taking care of the poor and the weak in our midst. So please join us today as we talk about how to take down this crime against humanity called Caliphate British One Nigeria.
Hmm. You can
Thank you
say that
very much.
again. You can say that again. Caliphate British Nigeria. Sometime this week, our so-called Prince of England was saying how sad it is for the war to be going on in Ukraine. They are horrified. They don't see anything like this in Ukraine. I guess making reference that this is what you see in Africa, where people are displaced and killed every day, caused by his people, right? So now somebody else is attacking someone that looks like him, and he's horrified. But this is the experience of our people every day of since our existence. Let me speak for myself. Anyway, let's not even go there. as our topic says today, why Nigeria needs to return to regional autonomy. Why Nigeria needs to return to regional autonomy. And by that, we mean removing the current structure and bringing the new system that allow for self-determination, removing the current structure and bringing the new system that allows for self-determination. As this Ukrainian-Russian war is going on, the memory of Biafran genocide and Jew Holocaust is brought to up to our mind. Those with some level of sanity is asking important questions such as what is the essence of this war? Why the pain? Why the horror against humanity? Can't we come up with another alternative? Can't we start on the table before the war instead of ending on the table after the war? The world has fought both the First and Second World Wars. You would think that our leaders, our so-called world leaders, would have learned something from this bloodshed that they are carrying on all along. Shouldn't we have evolved beyond wars and racism? Russia's threat to activate a nuclear system against humanity expose how psychotic men are. When I say men, I'm talking about women and men, anybody, human being. It's only an insane person that will threaten to burn down the house where the entire human race resides. At this level of existence, the responsibility to protect ought to be an international principle. This recent war has made the indigenous people, especially our people, trapped within Nigeria to take their self-determination seriously. We can see that, oh my God, the phone calls and the concern is overwhelming. He's telling us there's no place like home, right? Because when it start happening in Russia or Ukraine and they're about to leave, they will tell you you cannot even enter the train. Like you're not even deserved. You don't even deserve to be alive. You don't even deserve to enter the next plane or the next way out the war zone. So when you think about that, it just makes you be grateful that if you was at home, nobody will treat you that way for sure. So according to Laura Click, self-governance is the belief that catalyzed the independence of America. It is a system in which the citizens of a country, nation, or region rule themselves and control their affairs. The people have exclusive right to govern themselves as free, sovereign, and as an independent state. They retain the right to alter, abolish the constitution, and form their government whenever they feel it necessary. Self-governments are free from external government control or outside political authority. You would think that this should be the rule rather than the exception. So today we are going to start off our show with the domination of colonial masters and their companies that are taking away the resources, because this is the only reason why they are not interested in our self-determination. If we get our autonomy back, guess what? They will tell them how much we charge them for fuel, just like Russia is doing. We'll tell them how much they will charge us for our gas, just like Dubai or Arab, or all these Arab nations they are doing. They will not come and take it and hand it to someone that is going to kill us and take the rest for their benefit. So I'm going to pull up the video. I'll allow Sister P to add on.
Thank you, my sister. Self-determination is so important to us. We want to decide how we want to live. We want to decide what we want to do. It's our right. We're not even begging. We're not begging, but we want us to understand one thing. We try to go from the known to the unknown, because in any problem solving, you move from what you know to what you don't know. We are telling us that all the chaos in Africa, all the trouble you see in Africa is being caused by some people outside Africa. They did it in India, they did it in Africa, they're still doing it in Africa. You will hear what this man will say. Domination of colonies so that big companies can take their resources. So when they come, they beat you down. Your region, your kingdom, your nation, they will beat you down. Then bring in their big companies to come in and steal your resources fast, call out everything. This is the same thing they've been doing over and over. This is Bernie Sanders. He was one time a presidential candidate in US, right? So
He's
listen to him. And the senator too. Okay. Listen to him and see that they know the truth. So if they know the truth, what are we doing not knowing the truth? Why are we deceiving ourselves as Africans, as Nigerians? We need to know the truth also, so that we can solve this problem from beginning and give it a sustaining solution a long-lasting solution, not half and half. Please go ahead, Sister Mona.
Today and the degree to which a few corporations control what we see, hear, and read. But if you check American history, sometimes the president will tell you, well, we're always defenders of freedom. We believe in freedom. But if you check history, what you will find is that in many years, especially in Latin America, which way back
Especially in
when
Africa.
President Monroe developed his Monroe Doctrine, we have the right to own Latin America, and we will tell any government there what we want to happen. That's the simple truth. So throughout our history, we have overthrown many, many governments. We didn't like their form of government. In the case of Chile in 1973, what you had is an election in which a guy named Salvador Allende won the election. Problem is, Nixon and his friends didn't like him. Why? Because Salvador Allende fought for the poor people and the working people of that country. He believed that the resources of Chile, their copper mines and so forth, should belong to the people. And he won a free election. No one denied that for a second. It was a tough election. He didn't win by much, but he won a free election. There was another election. His party got more support. He was overthrown by the CIA and corporate interest, because corporate interests prefer, of course, that the United States companies dominate that country. And a lot of what politics is about, going way, way back to the 19th century, through England, France, is the domination of colonies so that big companies in a given country can take the resources of those countries for their own use. So I think that's what happened. And it was a very unfortunate day in American history. Allende won in a democratic election, was popular, was overthrown, and eventually killed. And in his place, a guy named General Pinochet took place, ran that country with an iron fist, killed many, many people, but he was okay. He was a good guy. Why? Because he was a friend of corporate America.
That's the way they roll. They will get the one with the iron fist, the one that will kill their people. They will overthrow the will of the people, bring their own guy, all in the name to benefit corporate America and Americans, right? So you can see this, they know what they're doing. But the issue here is that we don't know what we are doing. My sister AP will say, I don't know. How do you say, I don't know what he's doing me?
Yeah, I know what you might know what you're doing, but do you know what he's doing you? Do you know
Yes, you might know. Do you know what he's doing you? That is a case. Do we know what he's doing us? These people will never end their quest for more and more and more and more and more. Their greed is insatiable. That's why they took all the industry here in America and took it to China, only for China now to steal all their, patents and start producing things and telling them how much carbon they're going to ship and how much container they're going to ship, and everybody's crying. With the thing running nice now, oh, made in America. If you feel a lot of made in America, so you're now waking up. So you see, we cannot wait for those with insatiable appetite for money to decide for us.
I crack a joke. When we came to US, I went to buy things. My son looked at me because he was saying made in China, made in China. I said, Mom, are we in China or in the US?
My dear, you're in half China, half US country. That's where we find ourselves. So they are waking up now.
Yep.
But are we waking up now?
Exactly.
Are we waking up? We have to tell these people what we want. There's no other way. We have to tell them what we want. And they actually think it's our right to tell them what we want. They are just baffled that we are not telling them what we want.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Go ahead, my sister.
Yeah, in originally, because when we tell our people, so we go from the known to the unknown. The Nigeria that our forebearers negotiated had regional autonomy. That's why it was called federation. And a federation is a union of constitutions, not one constitution. Constitutions of the regions will come together and then say what they want to do. So we had self-governing autonomous regions. That's what we had. We even had people representing us. We had like embassies, regional embassies, consulates, they call them. So that if you are outside the country and you needed something, you don't go to Nigeria, you go to your region, the consulate of your region. As a Yoruba person, you go to Yoruba consulate in New York, in anywhere. As an Igbo person, you go to Southeastern consulate. You don't have business with Nigeria because it was viable autonomous regions. That's before 1966. We had individual constitutions. The Yoruba, the Southwest had their own constitution. Southeast had their own constitution. We had our own constitution. It was a union of constitutions. We had representatives. We developed at our
Black people.
individual pace. The regions developed at their own pace. The only thing we did not have was gun to protect our assets and development. And it was intentionally done. The British, the Caliphate, left guns in the hand, no, the British left gun in the hands of Caliphate, their local agents, because they knew what they wanted. Like we heard what the video that we just watched said. It was intentional. The Caliphate not. They were in charge. Our people do not even know what was going on. So that was why the Caliphate not said they were not ready for independence when the other regions were ready. Why? Because they were still planning the evil they would do underneath. Our people had good intentions, but Britain did not have good intention because all they wanted is to steal our resources. So they put inside the independence something that will make us not to ever be independent. That forever we'll be fighting and struggling and killing ourselves. Forever there will be war. Forever there will be crisis. Ever, all the time. So that as we fight, they will steal our resources. And we will not have anything to protect our land. We will not have anything to protect our assets. So some people will say, let's build, let's build. If you build and there's no protection for what you're building, we are back to square one. We had it before. We had that regional autonomy before. But we did not have gun to protect ourselves. That's why they overrun us. And that is why we're saying, like my sister said at introduction, we want to remove this structure and bring a structure that will help us to govern ourselves and protect ourselves. It's a holistic thing. It's not state police. Some people say, hey, state police, state police. What are you talking about? It's nothing like that. The entire structure has to go down. If you are trying to rebuild a house, a bad house, you have to remove the first structure, clear the ground, remove the debris, remove all the things that remove all the antiquity, then begin afresh. That's what we're saying. The union we agreed on was toppled over and we lost it. What we have now is Caliphate One Nigeria. This is not the union we set out to build. So we don't have a union. For those that are amending constitution, it's not constitution amendment. The issue is a fundamental issue, is a structural issue, not manage, not patchwork. Patchwork cannot help this one. We have to remove this British evil, British Caliphate evil, and begin by saying, let's come and talk of, do we want a union or we don't want a union? That's the point of this. That's where we'll start. Please go ahead, Sister Mama.
Right, my dear. That's where we will start. And there's nothing else will suffice. And if people can understand what we are saying here, then we'll have a superior argument to all this noise that we're hearing from the legislative. Oh, we are going to do this, we are going to do. Some of them don't even know this information that we're giving you. They know when they're sharing money, though. They know the days that they're supposed to pick up their money in Ghana must go back and go back home. So, but we the informed citizens are the one that will teach them. So that's why we're asking, whenever you join this show, please share. As you can see, we are not dancers. We don't have any body parts to show. The only thing that we have to show here is the brain. Do you have the brain to articulate what we are saying here today? So if you do, help us to share, help us to like, continue to subscribe and follow. I am going to pull up the next video. Give me a minute. And you can see these people are not relenting. But if we can counteract every action that they are taking, then they will begin to have respect for us. Look at how much respect Ukraine gained over these past 2 weeks just for standing up to bully. So imagine if we stand up to Britain and their cohorts and whoever else that is involved in our demise. Imagine what the world will say. They will help us. They will come to our rescue. But not in here, man, you'll be the first one to fly off and leave. And leave it for who? Leave it for who to go and do for you? Oh, it's so sad. All right, let me pull up this next video. I'm sorry.
This is just for you, because this guy's admitting to the fact that governments are trying to exterminate you.
Where does any synthetic molecule serve the living?
They don't.
Right.
I mean, none.
And am I right in suggesting that a medicine, by definition, is something which contains synthetic molecules, something that is registered, patented, and put into the market as a medicine?
Absolutely.
Right. So what I'm learning from you, Dr. Young, is that a quadrillion-dollar enterprise is at work amongst us, decimating, culling the human family. Intentionally using synthetic molecules, which by design are cancer, AIDS, all of
It's
the
for the purpose of sterilization and population control. There's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people need to die. So we'll just start off in Africa. We'll start doing our research there, and we'll eliminate most of the Africans because they're deplorable. They're worthless. They're not part of this world economy. So they have their rights taken away, and they're suppressed, and they're experimented.
And the multilateral agencies and the health and regulatory so-called authorities and agencies appear in the main to have become weaponized, and appear, I again use the word appear advisedly. We're not casting judgments here. We're taking depositions, listening to expert testimonies, appear to be weaponized and appear to be working in collusion against the living men and women of the soil. Is that a fair statement?
It is. It's not a bacterial war. It's a systemic poisoning war, and they're using chemical warfare against all of us.
All right, you can see the other moderator is trying to avoid using the word Africa. He just keeps saying humanity, humans, and the other guy is reiterating that they're trying to wipe out Africans. But anyway, that's if we let them, right? The good thing is that we still have the power to say, no, you don't get to do all of that. But are we actively in doing what we need to do? Are we engaging these people one-on-one? Are we at the table where decisions are being made? Are we doing our part? Are we insisting for righteousness to take place? Are we doing what we need to do as responsible citizens? Or are we sitting there thinking, oh, I'm not into politics, so I don't join politics. No, I'm not a politician. Because when you make that decision not to be into politics, you are literally deciding for somebody else to come and run you over. You are deciding for somebody else to become your president, and now the gas is like $10 a gallon. You're deciding all these things when you abstain from being a responsible citizen, insisting that the right thing must be done. So we can't even afford to adopt such an attitude anymore, right? Because it's detrimental to all of us. So when you abstain and think you're doing well, oh, I'm not saying anything, somebody else will say it for you. And once they make policy, the policymakers, you have to abide by it. And we're saying, where is Africa in all of this? What role are we playing to ensure that we are at the table where decisions are being made? What are we doing to ensure that our self-determination process, again, I want to give kudos to our brothers and sisters that are now asking questions, and like they are excited, they want to get this running. They were like, oh, is this what you guys are discussing all along? We welcome all of you. We even welcome even the former, I don't even want to go too harsh. We welcome everybody. How about that? Anyone that wants to do better for our people, we welcome you. So this is something that we all have to do for ourselves. When we show the world that we can do this, they will have more respect for us. They will not at least include us in the list of those that what's his name, the Microsoft guy, Bill Gates, will want to wipe out the part of the 3 million or 7 million they are hoping for. Sister, please go ahead.
My sister, it's our responsibility because we're adults. We're in this world. You see, somebody might hate you. It's person's prerogative. But do you hate yourself? You hate yourself enough that you don't know that you need to protect yourself. That's what we ask. It's like those that are used to the system they have in England or wherever that they are outside. Scotland, they have their own military. You don't see the military in Scotland entering Wales to go and do what's there. They stay in their own area, doing what they're supposed to do. So we can see what these people are doing. It's something they will come to your plan. What is working, they will penetrate it and stop it and destroy it. Destroying ethnic identities and weakening homogeneity for easy control. They will scramble everybody, mix up everybody so that we don't hear what we are saying. Igbo will say, what are you saying? Yoruba will say, what are you saying? And we are fighting. Because we are supposed to be autonomous nations. We are supposed to be nations inside a nation. These things were planned out. But who destroyed it? They came in and used people inside to destroy it, not just the leaders. Because if you are not responsible to fight to defend your land and your identity, you are also aiding and abetting the person that came to swallow you. So this thing is not just about, our leaders. We don't have leaders in Africa. Some people, when you're talking to them every day, say, our leaders. Are the leaders not coming from you? Are they not your brothers and sisters? Are they not your uncles that you're taking money from? Are they not the people that you're bringing into your church to pray for? Pour anointing oil on them and tell them that they will win. When you know that they're evil, when you know that they cannot even manage a wife and 2 children, they change women like diapers. And then you look at them and say they are able to manage our affairs. We are all responsible for our woes. And it is our responsibility to say, no, this will not happen anymore. It's our responsibility to stand up. But by standing up, we're not telling you should go and carry stick and wood and bottle and hug transformer or hug military gadgets coming. No. Listen to us and we work systematically to where we're going. We can do this job. So what we're saying that after 1966, the unitary Nigeria, the one Nigeria that emerged, it's not product of our doing. This structure that we have right now, it's not our own. The union we set out to build has been toppled. We lost it. That's what we're saying. So we need to begin again. The 1999 Constitution was imposed. Is a fraud. We did not make it. Imagine which sensible person or which sensible people we make a constitution that has dual identity, Sharia and secularity. It's not possible. The structure we currently have makes the people poor. It chases the farmers away from their land and it makes the people with cow to take over. So that everybody will be drinking Fra de Nunu and licking my shanu. Is that what you want? As adults, we don't even have enough lactose anymore. So why are you going to kill off farmers that will produce vegetables and food and replace them with people that are carrying cows? Is it milk you want to be drinking all your life? What is your problem? These people are destroying grasslands and exposing our land to desertification. Desert will take over everywhere. That's what they're doing. We have Igbos and Yorubas driven out of our land, scattered all over. Once with Nigeria plan on how to bring them back to the land, make the land conducive for them to come back. Rather, they are bringing Fulanis, giving them identity. Fulani jihadists. They are opening borders for them, bringing them inside.
They have more IDs than indigenous people.
Exactly. Giving them IDs, giving them passports, international passports.
That you have to pay $400 to get here in America.
I'm telling you, Can't you see that they're doing demographic change? They chased you out and now replacing you. That's what is going on. Talk to our politicians, church leaders, traditional leaders, that they are just watching helplessly. Our southern and middle belt politicians, they need to listen. And you watching us are the ones that will make them listen. You will make them to pay attention to what Nina's is saying. This is the only structured, Nina's proposition is the only structured plan that accommodates everyone. Everyone has a role under Nina's. It's a teamwork. Everybody must be ready to work with the people, what the people want. You know, sometimes people can be saying the same thing, but due to lack of understanding, they are shouting at themselves and fighting themselves because they don't understand that they want the same thing. Ninas want freedom for you. You that you are clamoring for Yoruba nation, Biafra, whatever, we are asking you, how do you want to get it? Is it by killing off all your people? No. If you kill off all your people, you are only helping the enemy. The enemy wanted you to be wiped off in the first instance. So if you're there running up and down, shooting people, saying, oh, you do not agree with what we're saying, we kill you, we kill you. You are agent of the enemy. You are helping the enemy. You are helping the enemy to destroy our economy. You are helping the enemy to destroy our power. You are helping the enemy to destroy our youth. This is what the enemy wants. You are helping them. Ignorantly, you're helping them. But if you can follow this structure that Ninas has put on the table, the 5-point agenda is there.
Easy.
1, 2, 3. Sorry, go ahead, my girl.
No, I say easy 5-point agenda.
Exactly. Easy. Very easy. Make your politicians and your church leaders to understand it. We are here to discuss with them. Otherwise, the people can get so mad and they will drive out all those politicians from their homes and their families. And there'll be chaos everywhere. Is that what we want? Can't you see what is happening in Ukraine already? We have a better plan. We have been at war forever. We have died enough. We don't need to go the way of Ukraine. We have died enough. We don't want anarchy to break out. We don't want our children and women to become victims again. We suffered in Biafra genocide, 3.5 million killed, 2 million children starved to death, and we have not woken up from it till today. We have a better plan. We are pleading to our politicians, and we are pleading to our people to make their politicians, the politicians in your village, to listen to what we are saying. Otherwise, there'll be anarchy, and nobody wants anarchy. Go ahead, please.
All right, I'm going to play the next video.
Friends would walk up to me and just be like, what the f is in your mug? And I would just tell them,
See the adverts.
I know, like they have to.
Here's just one example. American War Crimes has its own Wikipedia page. Torture, extrajudicial killings, illegal detentions, they've done it all. Let me start with Iraq. Who can forget the Abu Ghraib prison? This is where America perfected their war crimes. Prisoners were tortured, raped, sodomized, and killed. All of this is documented. In fact, it was authorized by the US government. Their Justice Department released a memo before the Iraq War. It's called the Torture Memos. What did this document say? One, that US officials cannot be charged with war crimes. And two, that enhanced interrogation techniques can be used on prisoners. What are these enhanced techniques? Basically, a clever way of saying torture. And two pictures sum up what America did in Abu Ghraib. Here's one of them. The prisoner is made to stand on a box. His head is covered and his fingers are connected to an electric wire. Do you know what his interrogators told him? If you fall off the box, you will be electrocuted. That's what he was told. Here's picture number 2. It's even worse. Naked prisoners have been piled on top of each other. Their heads are covered, and posing behind them are US soldiers, all smiles. This was standard practice, apparently. The CIA regularly clicked naked pictures of their prisoners. The idea was to strip them of all dignity. Many prisoners died during such so-called interrogations. Many are still languishing in so-called US black sites. The people who did this are not soldiers, they're criminals. But the United States continues to protect them. Let me give you an example. In 2005, a US battalion in Iraq was hit by a roadside bomb in a place called Haditha. One soldier was killed, one soldier. The same day, this battalion marched into a neighborhood. They shot and killed 24 women and children. Do you know what the battalion's leader said? Shoot first, ask questions later. And do you know what his punishment was? 90 days in jail plus a pay cut. A pay cut. That's the punishment for taking 24 innocent lives. Here's another example. This is from 2007. A private security company was escorting a US diplomatic convoy in Baghdad. They say they were ambushed. In response, they killed 17 innocent Iraqi citizens. 4 of the employees were tried and convicted. But in December last year, Donald Trump, then president, pardoned them. So they're free men now. The fact is, America will do anything to protect its war criminals. They will find legal loopholes. They will use their diplomatic power. They will even build a military base on an isolated island to hide their crimes. I'm talking about the infamous Guantanamo Bay Detention Camp, or Gitmo for short. Since 2002, 780 people have been detained here. No charges, no trial, no lawyer. Gitmo is a monument to America's ruthless crimes. Prisoners say they were tortured with broken glass, strangled with barbed wires, forcefully injected with drugs, and repeatedly raped. Remember who's doing this: the supposed human rights champion, the self-proclaimed guardian of freedom. They did the same in Afghanistan. We know the Bagram Air Base is as the crown jewel of the US operation, but that was not always the case. Bagram also houses a detention camp. Prisoners were chained to the ceiling. They were beaten.
What's happening? Is it from me?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I'm sorry. So I know I said earlier I was going to stop this video here. The point
Yes.
that we're trying to make is that these people go around and cause war all over the place.
Yes.
And they steal resources, and people are watching them. When they finish, they will come out and put on their godly outfits.
Yes.
And tell you that they are human rights defender. You know, they are in charge of human rights. They are the big brother of the world, and this and this. And we're telling you guys is that somebody, until good men and women rise up and start speaking against evil, the devil himself will come out and tell us he's God, and there's nothing that we can do about it. They will never stop. They go from place to place, cause mayhem, cause these things. Look at the case of Ukraine, how they were nudging them on to act like they're going to take them on to NATO, only for them to just leave them hanging.
Exactly.
You see that we have to speak up for ourselves. We have to do for ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it. And Ninas has put something on the table that will get us closer to having some type of respect from the world. From
Yes.
people feeling like, wow, we thought these people were animal less than. Look at what they were able to do of themselves. You know, Ukraine, this little defiant attitude they are having right now, it has set them up in the best map of the whole world. Because even their women, even when they are giving birth in the midst of bombing, they are still proclaiming the right thing to do. We are asking good men and women to rise up and do the right thing. This is the time. The rapture is not coming. We've already told you guys that. 3 days fasting ain't gonna do it. Cutting down all the trees and all the old houses in your family is not the one holding you hostage. The 1999 Constitution is the one holding you hostage. And the British government loves the fact that you guys are not doing anything about it, because it will continue to give them the loophole to steal what they need to steal from us and take care of their own people. But if we turn all this thing around, if we remove the old structure and bring in this new structure that we are talking about, guess what? Game over. If they want to buy gas, they will buy it at the market value. If they want to buy petrol, they will buy it at the market. But this is all what it's all about. This is what is going on here. So they take it for little change, and then they give it to whoever whatever they want to give, percentage they want to give to whoever, and they take the rest. Nobody's asking question. They love it that way. But when we get our self-determination and have a true nation, guess what? They will be accountable. We will sit them on the table and tell them how much they're going to pay, and then we'll decide. It's
Exactly.
called fair market. Go ahead, sister.
Exactly. No, I'm supporting what you're saying, because our people just need to understand this thing. It's simple. It's not that difficult. Those that are throwing tantrums, you see, why we play some of these videos is for you to understand that these people are the ones that go about causing wars, so that while you're fighting war, they are stealing your resources. So if you open your land up to anarchy and war, you are only helping them. Do you understand? Meanwhile, we are saying the same thing. We are all saying that this present Nigeria needs to go down, because they are the ones that set it up. You see, Aso Rock, they set it up, organize it in such a way that all of us will be under one man that is living in Aso Rock. So if they manage to get one madman inside that Aso Rock, the rest of us are finished, which they will, because it's not now that they started doing it. They started it before Nigeria, from independence. There's something we'll show you in the course of the program for you to know that this thing did not happen just now. It's a well thought out plan on how to put us in slavery. One man mad in Aso Rock, every other thing is gone. We give you an example. They had one madman, or one man that was not thinking well, when they introduced the 1999 constitution with its dual identity. This man, Obasanjo, did not even see that constitution before he swore to lead you people. They just brought it and gave it to him. He said, yes, sir.
My dear, what do you think? He just came from prison now.
Exactly.
Boy.
They brought him from prison and gave him documents and said, oh yeah, put it on the people. He said, yes, sir. The same thing when Sharia was introduced. They brought the Sharia and put it inside in the 19 states, contiguous states. Obasanjo was there. He said, yes, sir. When Nigeria was added to OIC, Babangida was the one there. What did he do? He carried money and gave them, say, put Nigeria in OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. It's okay. And do you know the condition of being in OIC? Each member nation must support Islamization agenda. What did I say? For you to be in OIC, it's just like NATO. NATO, they have their own group. Like, this is what they do for member nations. This is why they formed it. So they formed OIC, Islamic nations formed OIC. And one of the conditions is that you must accept and support Islamization. A nation that majority are Christians. Our church leaders were there watching. Our elders were there watching. Ohaneze.
They weren't watching, my dear. They were eating kola nut somewhere, giving themselves.
Exactly. They were. I forgot. They have given them money to sell.
Fasting and praying.
Yes. They will give them their own share, and they will be chewing kola nut and say, "Hey, it's again. The other group will carry Bible. Amen, amen, amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. While issues are being decided on how your people,
life and death
issues. So they economically strangulated us, politically strangulated us. Why our so-called leaders, we are watching. They suppressed us, all the strategies to suppress us and strangulate us and make sure that we do not ever arise to anything. They were going on, and your people, your so-called leaders, we are watching. Political leaders, traditional leaders, church leaders. They do it in such a way that when they created that federal account, everything will be under it. So all you need to do is get the power. That's why you see the Fulanis fight tooth and nail to get the power. Anything you're doing, they must have that power, because they understand that once they have the power, every other thing is under it.
Yep.
That's the one Nigeria that you have today. I give you another example. The recent one, which is their local government area takeaway from state governors. They have now succeeded in taking away that local government that is managing the resources, the grassroots resources, and handed it over to their federal government. So our governors are figureheads. What are you managing if local government has been taken from you? Why are you a governor? What are you governing? There's no need. They have rendered you useless. Soludo of Anambra State, they just rendered you useless. On all your brain and everything, they said, okay, you want position, you want to be governor, okay, but we will take away all the local government from you. You are just an empty vessel. They will manage you, manage the local government from Aso Rock. Whatever they say in Aso Rock, my people, it's just like in this country, we have counties. So the federal government will just be the one managing the county I'm living in. So my state governor will just be useless. What are you not governing? If you're not in charge of the people, the local government, remember, the local government are the ones that give you your PGs. They're the ones that give you your traditional heads now, Igwe, Oba, all these things. So you sleep and wake up, and in your village, a Fulani man will emerge as your Igwe and the PG of your village. My people, that's what is going on. And somebody thinks that the urgent thing we need to discuss now is how to do election. How to do what? That's what we need to do to finalize the caliphate agenda. Rather than stop it. We now say, oh, let's go to election. When we get to election, then we will decide. Decide what? These people are doing everything structure by structure. Now they're taking the Nigerian citizenship to Fulanis, bringing them in, issuing the NIN and international passports, like we said to them. The citizens cannot get. Citizens, both outside, you can't even vote. If you're living in diaspora, you cannot even vote. You can't vote who rules your state, who rules your area or your country. But they are bringing in Fulani jihadists and giving them ID cards that will make them to vote. And you still want to go to 2023 election with them. Is it not clear what they're doing? Is it hidden? It's not hidden, my people. Let's stop. We are already at war. But this war is between the politicians and the people. Why? Because it is the politicians in your village, the politicians in your state, the so-called National Assembly representatives, the so-called senators, they are the ones selling you to the Fulanis by allowing the Fulani agenda to progress effortlessly. They are the ones doing it to you. The bill to stop the children of politicians from traveling abroad to school did not pass.
Of course. How would it pass?
That one did not pass. The local government that will carry you and give you over to Fulanis passed unhindered. Have you not seen that the only person causing trouble for you is your politician, the politician in your village? The politicians in South and Middle Belt, they are the ones selling the South and Middle Belt to Fulani caliphates. They are the ones. So hold them accountable and see whether things will not change. But we are not saying hold them accountable by shooting up and down. No. Once you are doing that, you open door for evil. There's a structure on the table, the Nina structure. Bring them down to understand it. And then we move. We move like intelligent people. The world will behold what we will produce, and they will be surprised because they thought we are brainless before, but we are not. We have always been smart. It's just that they keep destroying and sabotaging what we are doing. We don't want you to go around carrying broken bottles and doing some of those things. It will not help us anymore. We have already been fighting and we have been dying. It's time for us to use our brain to outsmart the enemies. Go ahead, please, Sister Mona.
Thank you. Please help us to continue to like, share, follow on the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. That would be awesome. You can see my sister is giving us important information. What we do on this show is to connect the dots. Because a lot of us don't know what is going on. We know something is going on, but we don't know what is going on. So our purpose of coming out here this morning or every Saturday really is to help you guys add that 1 + 1, and then we all decide that is 2. Because if not, just like people wanted to vote Trump out, they wanted Biden. We are in a Biden nation. everything is high. This is what we voted for. I didn't vote, but this is what a lot of people wanted. Now they are crying, oh God, what is going on here? What is going on here? When you as a citizen don't do what you're supposed to do, a day like this will come where you will buy gas for $15 a gallon. And Biden will tell you it's a hashtag Russia that is causing it, where he has the ability to turn the oil here in America on. So this is why we cannot afford to share this information. We cannot afford to get people to know what is going on. And like I keep saying on this show, we have already gathered. Unlike here, we have a lot of associations, organizations, boy girls powerhouse. We have it already. We are already in there. That all you have to do on your own part is to take this information and share with our people so that we can move in unison, so we can be singing the same song, so we can understand what is eating our grapes, right? Because if not, you wake up one morning while you're praying and fasting, while you're saying, I'm not a politician, where you say, I don't want to get in things that are involved in politics, or for you to wake up and have the politicians make the policy that will affect you adversely. That's what we're saying. So it's no longer okay. It's no longer acceptable for any adult, especially those of us giving birth to children, to allow anything to bypass you, even slightly bypass you without you knowing what is going on. Because whatever they do will affect you and your children. And as you can see, Ukrainian war is not men giving birth. It's you that will carry pregnancy and war will come, and you're looking for a way to deliver your child. So my people, it's time to rise up. So I'm going to pull up the next video.
So while Sister Puna pulls up the next video, we want to continue to remind you of where we were and where we're going. Okay, the video is up. We'll come out. I'll continue after the video. So in this video, you can see how they looted India, how Britain looted India. It's the same thing. That's why I'm showing you, for you to understand. Because if you don't understand the problem, you will not understand the solution. Even if they bring the solution to you, you still know it will not make sense to you. Britain looted India. When are we going to hold these people accountable for the evil that they have been doing and insist that they correct this evil? Go ahead, please, Sister Mona.
Said about the British rule in India. If you read their version of history, you would think that the British Raj was the best thing that could have ever happened to India. But the fact is that the British looted India. A greedy and racist British Raj financed its industrial revolution by robbing India, and now there is more data to prove it. A study by Indian scholars reveals stunning numbers. The British looted as much as $45 trillion. Let that number sink in. $45 trillion between 1765 and 1938. Just so that you get a sense of how big this sum is, let me give you another figure. The amount of money that the British looted from India, $45 trillion, is 17 times the current GDP of the UK, 17. That's how much India, which used to be one of the richest countries in the world, was reduced to one of the poorest. But defenders of the British Raj would argue otherwise. They claim to have given India democracy, a free press, and the rule of law. They claim to have built the Indian railways, taught Indians how to speak English, and even play cricket. A British research company, in fact, asked the citizens of the UK about this in 2014. What they found is astonishing. Nearly 2/3 of British citizens feel that the empire was something to be proud of. They did well, they believe. And that includes their politicians. They share this belief. One notable member of this club is a former prime minister. When David Cameron was in office, he was asked about his thoughts on the empire, and he said, there is a lot that Britain can be proud of. The timing of the statement was even worse. He was visiting the Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar in 2013. Listen to his comments, and I'm quoting. This is what the former British PM said. As I was asked the question yesterday, in terms of our relationship with India, is our past a help or a handicap? I would say that it's a help because of the shared history, culture, the things that we share, and also the contributions the Indians talk about that we've made. Contributions. No word on the colonial loot, no word on the misdeeds, the rampant abuses. That's a part of history that has been conveniently brushed under the carpet. It is a fact that British school students do not learn much about their colonial past in schools. Here's a quick eye-opener for them and for all those people who believe that the Brits helped India. This is what they did. The British imposed heavy taxes on Indian producers. The British stole goods and exported them around the world for a profit of 100%. The earnings were then used to finance imports of strategic materials like iron, tar, and timber from Europe. These were essential to the industrialization of the Great Britain. Due to loot from India, Britain had an impressive trade surplus that lasted for 3 decades in the 20th century. In fact, most of the so-called hallmarks, like the railways and the British architecture in India, were actually built by the Brits for themselves, for their own use, to help their own interests in India. These were no gifts for India or Indians. Take the example of the railways. The British built the network for themselves. No two ways about it. They used their own technology. Indians were forced to buy British equipment at high prices. The bill was footed by Indian taxpayers. We paid them for building all this. The British earned all the money. And now they want gratitude too. I'm afraid we can only give them numbers. And now
Ramona, you're off again.
Sorry. So for some reason, when my mic is on and it's talking, it's giving double voice. I will turn off my mic.
Yes.
I have to
Okay.
remember to turn it back on. Right.
It's
So
true.
outstanding. You can see that, we have to start holding these people accountable. They will steal from us and tell us that they did us a favor. They will kill our people and tell us they are doing us a favor. I mean, they're decreasing the amount of human beings that is on earth emitting carbon dioxide. So they're doing us a favor. And we are buying it. A lot of us are buying it because of the Stockholm syndrome that most of our people are suffering from. When you bring it up, they say, don't mention Britain. I got my PhD. That's why you're so stupid. So we have a long way to go, bottom line, until we start holding people accountable, both at home and abroad. We will be running in circles. And like I said, these people are waiting for us to come up with a challenge. They're waiting for us to look them eyeball to eyeball and say, hey, dude, what is going on here? Get a cool name. But a lot of us don't have that kind of bravery. We are busy pretending to, I don't know, feel like our lives is so important that we need to focus on taking care of ourselves and raising our children and doing all manner of stuff. That's why our people let their children, with all the instability going on in Ukraine, people actually allow their children to return back to school in Ukraine, knowing that something like this, you couldn't even say, let me skip one semester and see what is going to happen.
Never.
So all we're saying, if you're going to die for something, maybe you should go and apply for their citizenship. Well, if they kill you, you get it.
We never allow them with their racism.
Be useful. Don't take yourself out for nothing. Let your life count for something, y'all. Let your life count for something. Go ahead.
It has to. It has to, my sister. It has to count for something. And that's why we are bringing our people to the table of discussion and dialogue. But we don't want you to discuss ignorantly. We want you to be rightly informed. Know what the problem is, understand the solution on the table, and then we move. Let me remind you of something again. Do you know that the 1966 coup was actually to stop Fulanization? Do you know? Have you ever heard that before? The 1966 coup was our boys. Generally, when I say our boys, I mean the military, not Igbo. The whole people saw what was going on. That's why Ahmadu Bello was the first they took out. There's something I want, that picture of Ahmadu Bello, so that we'll tell our people. Because you see, Ahmadu Bello was the Grand Cadi. Second Grand Cadi? What does that mean? That's the champion of Fulani agenda. They've had Usman Danfodio, which was the first Grand Cadi. Ahmadu Bello, the second Grand Cadi. Buhari is the third Grand Cadi. We need people to be understanding the process of this Fulanization. So that you understand that Fulanization is continuation of colonization. There's no difference. They just have different partners. That's why you see whenever there's anything, they will appear and work with them.
They will fly down to Kaduna, with their jet
Exactly.
and go talk to them to see if the knots need to be screwed back in. My dear.
Exactly. So the Fulani nation is like an amorphous entity, like what we call amoeba, spreading tentacles everywhere. They don't look at themselves as Nigerians. They look at themselves as Fulani nation. And they flow into everywhere, like that Bauchi governor told you people, that they are like fluid and they flow into everywhere. They are amorphous. They flow into everywhere, sending out tap roots. The tap root is a type that destroys. It's like for my people that build wells. You see, when you build a well near a big giant evil tree, the root of that tree will scatter your well and your water will be destroyed. That's how these Fulani caliphates, they are like parasites. They destroy their host organism. So before the 1966 coup, they were already putting their evil roots in those regions, those autonomous regions that we had. Go and ask your parents, go and ask your uncles, those that were alive when things were happening. They will tell you there was corruption, there was corruption. That corruption you are seeing was the root of Fulanis, causing trouble in each region through their agents that they recruited. They have the agents in the land and they put their evil trees. Okay, Rotten is trying to make some clarification. They put their evil trees trying to destroy the setup, what you people have built. When you hear corruption in the First Republic, it was Fulanization already going on. We will read this thing for you to see what Ahmadu Bello said already in 1960. He said, this new nation called Nigeria should be an estate of our great-grandfather, Usman Dan Fodio. We must ruthlessly prevent a change of power. We use the minority of the North as willing tools, and then the South as a conquered territory, and never allow them to rule over us, and never allow them to have control over their future. Are you people listening? Is this not what is going on? Have they changed? Is this what is going on? That's why we see that when that coup took place, they took out this man first. Do you know that the Hausas actually were jubilating when they heard that this man was killed? Because the local Hausas have already been captured by Fulanis. So they know what was happening to them, but they don't know how to get themselves out. They understood it until Britain came with their evil media, their BBC, to turn everything around and say, oh, that it was the Igbo coup, that it wasn't the people, that it wasn't this, that it was Igbo coup. Changed everything, messed up the result of that coup. Like they messed up the result of our Buri Accord. Because anytime the natives, we the indigenous people, set out to do something good, what happens? They will go and bring, Britain will come and mess it up. It's not today we try to do something good for ourselves. We've been trying that. We've had people working hard, trying to make it okay for our people. They wanted us, but the Britain want us to remain under the ground so that they continue to steal,
divided
our resources. Even this show, you see, they keep messing up our figures. Once we start saying the things that Britain is doing, the figure will start going down. Once we call Britain, call Fulani, call Caliphate, the figure will start going down. But you know what? We don't care. Because we know that our people are watching, because we are in various platforms. We already rooted. We are putting our roots down. Our
people they have tentacles. We have tentacles too.
We have developed our own tentacles. We have developed our own roots. So we are not following the figure that they are manipulating. We are our roots in Mbalagada is down. We are putting our own roots, our own good roots down in the midst of our people. We are with our people and they are listening to us.
Yep.
So please, mess with the figure if you want. We don't care. Work is going on and our people are listening. They just want to get the final details on how to move. So each time the people of Nigeria want to do anything to put a system that will work for the people, these British evil people will come. I call them vultures.
Mm-hmm.
They will come. We are not alone. They did it in India. They did it even in China, self. Every other places. That's why I tell our people, don't make yourself an scapegoat by being ignorant and fighting what you don't understand. Calm down. Let's explain it to you so that you will understand. The times are different because these people have made their Waterloo. Before, we had only BBC and CNN to carry their evil news.
Fake
But
news.
now, we broadcast from our rooms. We have media everywhere, internet, social media to address our people. And like Sister Muna will say, our people are already in groups. These groups, messages are going to them and our people are getting it. Somebody will say, so what's the way forward? Now we have two steps to take. Two steps. Like Sister Muna said, if you want to reconstruct a building, first of all, you take the old building out and bring the new one. We bring the new one. First, that what comes out is a federation of union is a union of constitutions for a proper federation of Nigeria, or whatever you call it, because it means different things to different people. We are not here to preach that Nigeria must remain one. No. We are saying we need referendum, regional referendums for our people to decide what they want. Stage one, just as was done before independence. Ethnic nations in formations, in blocks of their choice would first of all make their regional constitution. Because for you to form a union, like we said, a federation is a union of constitutions. They will first go and make their constitution. The regional referendums for ethnic nations is for ethnic nations to vote either to recommit to the Union of Nigeria or to go and do something else. If they vote to recommit to the Union, there will be negotiations on how that union will be. Then a federating constitution made. So the people will decide what they want. What we're saying is that there are levels of autonomy. When we say autonomy, we are not saying you are returning to the autonomy of 1966 because events have overtaken that one. Then the regions we had then, we started with 4. Then we now developed the 5th one, Midwest. So many things have happened. States have been created, 36 states. So we are not saying we not to return to the region of that. No. We are talking about people, self-determination, people deciding how they want to be governed. Then 2 steps. First of all, remove the old one, which is the 1999 constitution that we did not make, which is the fraud. Remove it, take it away, because we didn't make it. We don't say amend it. We say take it away. But you know what? Taking away that constitution means there is no union. That's what it means. But while that is going on, there will be a transitional government in place, managing our affairs while we decide peacefully, not war. That constitution, everybody has agreed that that constitution will go. The issue now is that, is it going to go in peace or you go in pieces? That's where the decision is. Because Yoruba people are pushing and moving their own. Biafran people, Igbo people, Ijaw people, Ishekiri people, Yoruba people, everybody is tired. Middle belt, everybody is going their way. They are ready to go. We are like sitting on a gun, on a keg of gun, a gunpowder. Anything that happens, it will scatter. So the 1999 constitution is going. There's nothing Caliphate Nigeria can do about it. There's nothing Fulanis can do about it. It is going. What we are trying to say is it going to go peacefully so that we bury it? Or is it going to go in pieces so that everybody will be bleeding?
Hell.
and we say there's no need for us to bleed again. We bled before when we did not understand. Do you know that when that war started, that even the other regions did not even know that Southeast was going to be invaded? The Yoruba people did not even know. Some of them are coming to tell us the thing that happened, that they did not even know there was going to be war. The Caliphate and Britain decided to invade Southeast, and they moved in. Is that not what you people are about to bring to us again? By saying you want to do it at home, you want to fight this, you want to fight. You're not organized. They will invade you again. Are they not invading you again? You're playing for the enemy. You're playing into the hands of the enemy. That's why we say stop. Stop, please. IPOB, stop and listen. My people that you are part of IPOB, we were there before. When we understood that IPOB had no strategy. And again, we are not saying this to insult you. We know we are with you. So we understand your pain and we're together. If we do not understand your pain, how can we be with you? I took the oath. That's your stupid oath. I took it, but I broke it because I found out that there was no strategy for my people to be free in it. We were with you. We wanted to set up things, but we found out that the people at the helm of affairs, we are not fighting for your freedom. They just wanted to make money and fame. But this is not when to discuss about it. All I'm pleading is, please, we want the freedom that you want. Follow a process so that they will not kill us again. Now, when we talk about degree of autonomy, because there are some people that say they want Biafra inside Nigeria. I say we had it before. That regional autonomy that we had before 1966, that was that type of thing. That was the arrangement. But you ask yourself, why did we lose it? Why did they still invade us and kill us with it? Because that's not what will work for us. We need self-determination. In that self-determination, the second phase is regional referendum. These things are going to be done almost simultaneously, not the one you say, let's get one and go to the next one. No, they are together as a whole package. So in that self-determination voting, referendum, the people will vote what they want. 100% autonomy means no union. If the people vote that because there are irreconcilable differences, that Sharia is coming, feudalism is there, they do not want to be part, they will vote. The people will vote. Like the Yoruba nation people, we vote and say we want 100% autonomy. That means no union with people that are practicing Sharia. We want to go our own. We don't believe in feudalism. We don't believe in art. We move. Another group that say they want one Nigeria, but it has to be restructured, that they want loose union like you have in EU, European Union. That's like 70-80% autonomy. Then another group might say, no, we want even something less than that. We want federation, but we want a stronger nation like we have in US. They will go for that. Those clamoring for just autonomy, and we will say, okay, how do you want to achieve it? Remember that before Aburi, like we said, that we had everything except gun. Gun to protect our assets. Gun to protect our resources. It was intentionally left in the hands of Caliphate, which is why we said Southeast was invaded without the discussion with the rest of the regions. We need two-stage process for this reconstruction that we are talking about. First, clear the bush, empty the land, remove the evil 1999 constitution. That means no union. And then we decide how to relate going forward through regional referendums. This is self-determination for the indigenous peoples of that area.
Right.
But first thing first, we need to halt the 2023 general elections. Put a transitional government in place, because we can't be saying you are going for election when our people are being killed through the Fulani agenda. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you, sister, for that nice explanation. If only our people will get this. Like I said, we have put the puzzle together for you guys. Understand what the rules of engagements are so that we can move. It's not even that difficult. So any day you find yourself stuck in a place called Nigeria, any day you find yourself in a place that nothing moves around, you don't have the motivation to get up in the morning to get anything done because nothing works, right? If we make profit today, by tomorrow, inflation will swallow you and the profit. You will see that you're running in circles when there is alternative on the table. Why don't we pursue that alternative? Why don't we give it a try? I know we have found ourselves in a dungeon where nothing good has ever come, nothing easy has ever come to us, nothing. And we're saying for the first time, this is that process because somebody else, not that it was easy, but somebody else went ahead and did the process for us. So it became easier. So please allow us, indulge us, and please allow the process to work. Don't be finding yourself in a place where you're doubtful about the process or where you're so defeated you don't even know what to do. If you're defeated, begin to gather your strength again. This can work. Don't let the enemy take you over. If not for yourself, what about your children? Do you want to leave this struggle for your children? And we already know that we didn't raise strong children. Our children, when I keep saying on the issue, look at them with your eye, they will say, mommy, are you getting cross eye? When our mother, when they were raising us, we know that the eye means something. So we can't even afford to leave this struggle for our children. We have every responsibility to complete this process for our kids. It's a no-brainer. We don't hate the Fulanis, we don't hate whoever. We just want to have a decent life. We want to have a sustainable future. We want to be able to leave some type of inheritance for our children. This is what all this is all about. We don't want someone ruling over us that doesn't know anything about us. Is that difficult to ask? Why do we have to be in a place where these people don't understand this, we don't understand, but yet you want me to be under you for what? For what? We can do better, people. Anyway, moving forward, we're going to bring our brother Tony Wisi from UK to give us more information on the upcoming Aladima series. We are so excited because our brother Tony is, oh my God, he's relentless. He has gone above and beyond to get our people on board. This guy does not sleep. He brings, he takes. I can describe it any further. I am very, very honored. I'm very, very pleased with his activities. He's doing some marvelous things, trying to get our people engaged. Brother Tony, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing. You know, our people are not here. They know they hear word. One of our friends were being funny. He said the other day, he said, why are you guys trying to save people that are marked for death? That's what this is another Igbo guy. He said, your people are marked for death. They don't listen. So I said, well, maybe that's why God sent us to come and wake up people that are marked for death. I hate the fact that my people are marked for death, but we're here to say, as long as you're our brothers and sisters, we are not going to allow you to be marked for death. We are going to do our part. So, brother, please go ahead. Welcome. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Sister Mona. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Akwe. It's a pleasure to be with you guys again today. Again, I have to pay tribute to the excellent work you're doing. I was listening to part of your show and how you were educating our people about the relationship between Nigeria and Britain and external factors. Many of our people don't know that relationship. They're not paying attention to that detail. So when you have BBC World Service in Nigeria, they're not there because they like you guys. They're there for a reason. When you have USAID giving money, millions and millions of dollars to a third world country, they're not there because they really love you guys. It's something they call American interest, British interest. So all these nations, they have their interest, which they are pursuing. It might not be obvious to us. It might come masked in aid. But with that aid, they give you one hand, they take a lot to the right hand side, So, but that is the way the world is. There's a nation, they're trying to expand their wealth and look for ways which they can generate money for their jobs for their people. So it's for us as Ndibo to understand what the game is. So it's for us to know, to understand the game, and so focus on what's going on. For instance, the issue of unity and division. You see many in Nigeria, they come out, they say the North has said. The North speaks with one voice. But when it comes to Southeast and South-South, they try to divide us up, Southeast and South-South. And apart from that, even when you come to Southeast in the Igbo land, they try to manipulate our political leaders against us. It's all to cause division. And whenever to conquer a people, all you have to do is sow discord among them. It causes division among them. Once you cause division among them, then you can manipulate them and you can conquer them. That's the way it works. That's why they call it divide and conquer. But the antidote, obviously, is the exact opposite, which is what we're talking about. I Wundi Igbo. The interesting thing is that Biafra War, we suffered together, we died together, we bled together. Our children went through Kwashoko, right? Some of us lost moms, dads, we lost our best friends and so on. My dad fought in the war with his brothers. My dad nearly died in the war. He told me the story over and over again. So we suffer together, therefore we must unite. We must not allow any strange gods amongst us. We must not allow any strange people amongst us. We must make sure Ndi Igbo are united. And as long as we're united, we cannot be conquered. We cannot be defeated. And that's, a critical message that is hidden in your broadcast this afternoon. That our people must understand the game and understand that it's important for us to be united as a people. As we're united, it's difficult to conquer us. We definitely prevail. But I'm glad to be here to share with you and your audience today. Aladima series, our first conference comes up on the 25th and 26th of March. It's going to be a Zoom conference for now. As it grows, we're going to transition to a hybrid conference, which will be part, physical and then Zoom and virtual. So before now, it's going to be a virtual conference. All the details are on our website, aladima.org. Aladima is spelled ALADINMMA.org, aladima.org. So all the details are there. And we have an interesting lineup of speakers for this first conference. On Friday, we'll have an erudite professor of philosophy, Professor Chidi Oswagu, who's going to be speaking to us and sharing with us his perspective on the question we asked, freedom or presidency. Are we going after freedom? Are we pursuing freedom? Or are we pursuing presidency? That's the title of this conference. And then on Saturday, the 26th, we'll have our sister, the great former ambassador to South Africa and Switzerland, Ambassador Uche Okeke. She's going to be speaking to us, one of our sisters and our mothers, and a mother in Alibo. And also, we also have a traditional ruler speaking to us, Prince, what's the gentleman's name? That's Prince Richard Ozopu. He'll be speaking to us as well as a traditional ruler. So the audience will have a full menu served to us, intellectual conversation, as well as diplomacy, as well as Igbo culture, tradition, etc. So it's going to be an interesting engagement. You'll have the opportunity to ask your questions and have their questions answered. One of the exciting things about the conference is that it's going to be interactive. The speakers will have the opportunity to speak to us, but we in return will have the opportunity to say, oh, you said so and so. How exactly is it going to work? Just like I was watching your show earlier on, you're talking about some of our people, they say a lot of highfalutin stuff, but we can't see the strategy. We can't see the plan. We can't see the milestones. We can't see the map. We can't see exactly the detail, how you're going to take us to this destination. So that's what we're inviting speakers to come and share with us, and also Ndi Igbo globally as an audience to come and engage your mind, engage with the speaker, engage with the topic. Don't just take what someone is telling you because oh, he thinks, oh, he's so clever, whatever. You know, engage with your mind. How, if someone said they're going to take us on a trip from London to Owerri, you know, I'm going to ask the pilot, um, you know, how are we going to
Do
go?
you even have a license to
You
pilot?
know, you know what I mean? God bless you. That's the first thing I'm going to say. You know, do you have a pilot's license? You know, and then, you know, where, you know, what plane are we going to fly? You know, what's the speed and what's the height? You know, how are we going to, how long will it take us to get there? We have to engage like we normally do in our Libo, in our Ladima. We have to engage with our speakers and say, you know, Oga, you say you go take us go so and so. How are you going to do it? Give us the details so that we can believe. So that's what Aladima is all about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So the Aladima series will start on March the 23rd. We will be sending out the invite as soon as possible. Please, when you get hold of this invite, help us to share, 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 share. Everyone is welcome. We actually mean well for everybody in that geographical space called Nigeria. Whether you find yourself as a Fulani that the Buhari and co is sending their children to Harvard and tell you to stay in the forest and use urine to take shower in the morning when their children are hanging out in the best hotel rooms. We meant well for you, but don't bring your wellness and your cow peeing self into our state land. Stay over there and we'll be praying for you. So, you know, we want more for our people, bottom line. We want more for even black race as a whole, right? We want to do better. We want to get out of these things so that the Russians will not be looking at us as a place where we just want to go and get buried and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So we are going to share that Aladima series, help us to disseminate that information to go far and wide. We need to move. We have no other, we don't have time really. The 2023 election, we must help them to close shop. If they don't know how to close the shop, we can buy keys. China sells a lot of keys and lock up the shop. However, we need to get it done. It must be done. So thank you, our brother Tony. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Stamona. Pleasure being with you. Thank you very much.
Bye. All right, so we have our phone number on if you want to call to contribute, if you want to ask questions, whatever that needs to be done. The number is up there, +1 774 3380942 +1 774 3380942. Call in and ask questions, clarification, concerns, you know, add your own 2 cents, whatever that needs to get done. If not, we'll end the show. Please help us to share, help us to subscribe, to follow. We want people to get this information. We need to be able to help our people connect the dots so that we can end this charade and once for all. This is insane. How long are we going to be doing this? How long? Go ahead, sister.
Thank you. So I want to make a little correction as we wait for you to call in. So Buhari, Suma Danfodio, Ahmadu Bello, they are Mahdi. You know, these terms, Gadi, Mahdi, whatever. What it means is that the spiritual leader and temporal leader of Fulanese before the end of the world and to restore religion and justice. You know, that's why they're on jihad, trying to invade everybody with their stupid myopic belief of what they want to do, their own world view. Because sometimes people say in this world we have world views. Some people think they have to kill others for them to make them to do certain things. Our own world view is democracy. Egbe belu, ugo belu. That means leave. What a wonderful brother. He said he's not even waiting for your uncle to kwa. That he's going to use God to kwa dinku. It's a funny movie. So my people, so we have different worldviews. Our worldview is live and let live. Let everybody be fine. That's why you see us wherever we go. We try to build. We try to make everybody to be comfortable. But some people, their own worldview is to kill others and to conquer them and leave them. We say we can't do that anymore. That worldview cannot live anymore. You have to either change your brain, do anything you want to do so that you understand that worldview is obsolete. The worldview that should rule is live and let live. Stop going to people's places to steal their resources and do all the things so that your people are obese and these other people are running up and down, nothing to eat, poverty everywhere. Stop it. We want to put the correct world view. Live and let live. The Yoruba people will live in their land. Ijaw people will live in their land. Igbo people will live in their land. Ishekiri, Middle Belt, Tiv, Idoma, whoever, houses, live in your land. Then Fulani, stop going up and down to steal people's things and kill them. Stay one corner. Stay one place. Stay, come out. It's so simple. And the structure Ninas has, the proposition on the table, will get us there without bloodshed, without much anarchy, because anarchy will open door for those people that want to kill. That's the summary of what we're saying. So I made that correction. Is Mardi. So that's Madam Fodio was the first, Ahmadu Bello was the second, Buhari is the third. That's why I see him, he's working so hard. So he said, that's why he made a statement. He said he will make sure all the days to make sure that Sharia is spread everywhere in Nigeria. So he's on his own mission. Are you on your mission? Are you on your own mission? Do you even understand what your mission is? Thank God for Ladima group. People are coming with their mission. So come up with their mission. Come up with your mission. Those that want democracy, all this, let's dialogue and work on it, and then we'll get to where we're going. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.